It's good to see you guys.
And you too. It's lovely to see you. Welcome back.
Steve.
Now, of course, we should go straight in. Let's talk about the music, but I'm not going to do that.
Let's talk about football.
Let's go straight in and talk about the football. We know that you are an absolute mad Spanish football supporter. We know also that you are promoting your new album at the same time.
Yeah.
So how have those two things worked together?
Not good. It's funny story. Actually, a month ago, I called one of the executives, one of the high-ranking executives at Universal, and I begged them. This is a true story. I told them, please, do you mind moving the album back to September? And I thought he was going to say, you know what? You sold a lot of albums. You've done well. We'll do that for you. He's like, if you do that, we will never speak to you again. So this is a true story. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. It's only 2 months. He's like, the World Cup only happens once every 4 years. He's like, well, your albums only happen once every 3 years, so we're not gonna do that.
I mean, I think also it takes guts for an artist to phone up the boss, the president of the record company, and ask that. Did you really think he was going to say it was okay?
I actually did.
But what about playing? Are you any good at playing?
No, I was good. I grew up in Spain till I was 8 years old. Then I moved to America. My parents moved me to America, and I was mediocre in Spain, but in America, in Miami, I was like Diego Armando Maradona, in comparison to the rest of the kids, because have in mind, this was 20 years ago.
Yeah, they're just not into it as much.
And kids, football, or what they call it, rather soccer, it wasn't really that big. Yeah.
So what about now then? You don't play now?
I don't. I probably, if I played a football match, I wouldn't last 5 minutes.
Yeah. So it's better that you went into music then. In that
yes,
case.
it is.
Well, let's talk about the album Euphoria. Now, this is a bit of a change for you. You said you like your music to kind of move on and kind of change, and this is sort of reflects, I guess, where you are at the moment. And it's a real feel-good album, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a more eclectic album than anything I've done in the past. There's a bunch of collaborations. Before I would do one, maybe two, not even. And in this album, there's like 5, 6 collaborations. There's a collaboration with Usher that I'm excited about. There's another one with Nicole from the Pussycat Dolls. There's another one with Akon. There's another one with Pitbull, which is a single. And there's also collaborations in Spanish with Wisin y Yandel, which 2 artists that you probably don't know. They're really good, and another artist that I grew up with that I love.
Is this the first time? It's the first time I can remember that you've sort of bilingual album.
It is. It is. Well, the one here in England is only going to have 2, 3 songs in Spanish, but it'll be good because I want my fans to listen to some of my Spanish stuff.
So when you collaborate with someone like Usher, are you hoping that you'll get a little bit of him, you'll sort of turn him into more your kind of sound, or are you just trying to give it an element of him? Sort of, how does that work?
I think when you do a collaboration, you try to get, you want it to be 50-50.
Yeah.
But I tried doing collaborations, first of all, with people that I know, that I was friends with, that I could just call up, because if not, you gotta go through the record companies, and there's a lot of politics. But with Usher, he comes from a different musical background than me, and it was fun to be able to do that and go in the studio and learn a little bit of what he does. I think that's what makes the collaborations in this album interesting.
And the single.
I like
it.
Tell
us about the single.
I mean, I like it. That's the name of the song.
We like it too.
Yeah.
I did that on purpose.
Yeah. And is that with Lionel Richie?
That actually, it's a funny story. I sampled Lionel Richie, those 4 words, and it didn't work. It didn't quite work. So I had worked with Lionel in the past, and he's a great guy. Yeah. I don't know if you met him.
He's been in here a few times, and we absolutely love him.
He's a humble man and extremely talented, and one of my idols since I was a little kid. I got to phone him up, and he came by the studio, and he just laid vocal. When you think about it, you're like, okay, you're calling Lionel Richie up, which is a legend, and you're telling him, okay, give me just that line of probably your most recognizable song, and do you mind? And that tells you how humble of a man he is, that he did it.
How long are you over here for this time?
I'm here for 3 months and 15 days.
3 months and 15 days, but you're not touring this time?
No, I'm going to live in London for the next 3 months and 15 days.
Would you live near to Wimbledon? Because Anna is back at Wimbledon for the first time since, I think, about 2002, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
Is this the Legends that she's playing?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
The little that I know about tennis.
How does she feel about going back? Because
she loves Wimbledon.
That's
she
a
loves
big
Wimbledon.
thing to go back to, isn't it?
Wimbledon is, I guess, for tennis players, and me looking, from a fan perspective, is the tournament. It's the World Cup of of tennis.
We were reading about your relationship. I think it was Anna that actually said about her grandmother, and you have this fantastic relationship. And she doesn't speak English.
Oh, she doesn't. It's when we get together, it's tough to understand. But she's such a loving person. She's just so warm. She's a great person.
And you guys have been together a long time now. Is it 6, 7 years? You've been together?
8 months.
Now you see, we know that's
We know that's not true. But it is a long time, and there's always speculation about whether you're going to get married or whether there's babies on the cards.
No, not for now. The other day I was doing interviews every day, and a journalist came in and said, "Oh yeah, well, how's your son? I heard you have a 3-month-old son." And I was like, "No, I don't know where they get some of this."
Well, I mean, if she's, you've had 6 children actually. If you look at how many times it's been reported and the spacing of the
2 of them
6
could be
children.
true, huh?
Yeah, really? They
Yes.
could be anywhere.
Yes. I might have a son in Brazil.
Oh, now that's an exclusive for you. Right then.
That's something you read in the British press, huh?
I know.
No, well, the worst thing is that will now end up on the internet. It'll be all over the place. And before you know it, it'll be true. And the reason that these rumours are all over the place is that you're starting them yourself.
Well, the thing is, you don't know. When they sit me down in a room and I do probably about 30 interviews a day, 30 to 40 interviews a day, and you got to see some of the stuff they ask me. So if you don't have a sense of humor, you go absolutely nuts.
So
and
you're just saying that you get bored. You get bored.
You must do, occasionally.
Bored and
No,
mischievous.
no,
It's always
sir.
a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys are always so
very
kind.
much. Thank you.